How do we start this? So yeah, we're kind of here as North Star Productions. We just had our second qualifier in the North Star Player Invitational Series for players. It's tournament series.
Our fourth
Solid.
event overall, Mike.
Wild. We've already done 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we did PQ, qualifier. Yeah.
Yep.
Basically pros at this point. It was a very cool tournament. We had 22 players show up, which, it's not an enormous amount of people. We've seen RTNs in Michigan. I've seen them get over 50 before, and that's sweet. But, you got to remember here, like, we're running this through the summer, and, maybe we should talk a little bit about just our general premise. But a lot of this idea stemmed from the reality that, we have our 3 competitive seasons. We have RTN season, PQ season 1, and then a long gap of 5 months until PQ season 2. And if you're going to nationals, you're prepping for nationals. If you're going to Vegas like Charlie is, great, you're prepping for these things. You've got that to work on. But for everybody else, there's just nothing. A big empty. I mean, there's a skirmish season in August usually, like thrilling. Go take all those cool old Majestics that you finally bought rainbow foils of, and then they turn them into cold foils and make your rainbow foils worthless in skirmish season. And so then you feel like you have to go play, and then you have these rainbow foil Majestic that nobody wants anymore. Yeah, anyway, we needed a competitive season over the summer, right? And so we had the idea to, basically more or less borrow a lot of ideas from Arcane Games and Events. Their structure looked really good to us. Their product is really good. We met up with Bryce at Calling Columbus this past January, and Bryce from AGE. He's been an incredibly helpful mentor. Joe, you've even worked with AGE a little bit in the past few months. I don't know if you want to maybe say a little bit about that from the producer standpoint.
Sure. By the way, I'm Joe. I'm the producer.
Yeah, this is Joe, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the producer here at North Star. I work on the stream and the video content and do show running, a little bit of everything. It's a lot of fun. It's my first year at it, so be merciful, but I'm grateful for you. All right. So yeah, I took a plane trip down to California and met up with Bryce and the producer Justin, shadowed a show, ran a couple rounds, and just kind of got the feel for it. It is a very different environment. They have 5 stores all kind of next to each other, and so they do an armory a day. It- they do an armory a day, and it's just like a totally hardcore environment. Something I'd love to see, but we don't quite have that unless you take all of the region and kind of condense them into one tournament once a month. So we can kind of have a simulacrum of that experience here with this series, and it's worked out so far really, really well. Like Nate was saying, if you have these events, these callings, and these pro tours, then yeah, the summer is full for you. But on those off weeks and the weeks leading up to these events, it's been cool to see people kind of get their reps in, get their training, and play at the local level. So yeah, I went down to California, saw what they were doing, loved it. It'll take quite some time, some effort, and a lot of practice to get where they're at, but they've got a
Everybody
hell of a
starts
model
small,
to
though.
follow. Yeah. It's been really cool starting small, to be
Well,
honest.
that's been, like one of the biggest things. And honestly, that is actually one of the first pieces of advice we were given is just dream big, but take small steps to get there,
hmm
right?
hmm
Not only just for learning purposes, but just for the stress and, you know, pressure of putting something like this on. It's not so bad, but it's more than you would think. It's really simple to do when you're just driving back from calling Columbus, just, you know, spitballing ideas. But then when it's rubber hits the road, it's time to actually make it happen. There's a lot of little details that people don't think about, I'll just
Mhm,
put an
mhm.
event on. Yeah, we'll just put an event on. Like who's gonna help you cast? Who your caster is gonna be, and that's where guys like Charlie come in. Hey,
Oh,
Charlie, you
nice.
want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Charlie. So like Nate mentioned, I've been kind of helping the circuit out with commentary. We'll be continuing to do so. Although you may see me step out of the booth and onto the tables at some point,
Ooh,
because I definitely want to get some games in myself. But no, it's been a blast working with Joe and Nate. It was an interesting opportunity that was kind of proposed to me, and it's like, you know what? I can yap a little
yeah,
bit. Like let's do it. Let's try it out. So now we've done like North Star Productions has helped with 4 events so far, like 2 PQs and then two invitationals. I've casted all of them so far. Um, it's nice. It's a different perspective. Like being like behind the scenes.
yeah.
It's been wonderful. It kind of scratches the itch that I had from judging days. Whereas instead of running the event, like I'm running kind of helping with the optics of it and like helping with like the presentation of it in a way. So it's a lot of fun. Definitely am happy to pitch in and help with that and like whatever else comes down my way beyond that. So no, I will.
No,
That
we've been thrilled to have you on board. I do look forward to casting a game where you are a player at some point. I hope
we will do, we
that'd
will
be
make
pretty
that
sweet.
happen.
Yeah,
We'll make that happen.
that was a realization of mine far too long into the process. Like a couple months into setting all this up, I realized that I was not going to be able to play in any of them, and that is the only thing I don't like about all of this. Is I just want to play, but it's how it is. You
I'm sure we can make that work out. Like,
maybe someday, but I'm certainly not gonna like try to top our own event and get an invite and be taken from somebody. Like I'm not gonna do that. It's silly. But if we can do it, I mean, the thing that I think is incredible about this is how positive and clear the response from the community has been. Full disclosure, I think we all kind of expected this month's qualifier to be less well attended. And again, 22, it's not the most, but you got to remember we don't have any official LSS invites. We don't have any black envelopes. We have the cash that we're paying out from entries, and we have the promise of our invitational at the end of the year. A lot of details of that are still being worked out. There will be prizing. It's going to happen. Um, but we're kind of taking it one step at a time, and the response from the community has been so positive. Like it makes it feel like we just really hit the nail on the head with our basic premise of there's a void here, and we're going to
Mhm.
fill it. Right? There's nothing going on for 4 or 5 months. We're going to fill it. Right? And man, it's not. Shout out to all the Lansing locals. We have a very tight knit community. We love it. We love getting together, playing cards with each other. Most of my current best friends from like the last 4 or 5 years are all from the game. We have a very strong social network here in Michigan and in Lansing, but you know, we have our ties to other communities as well, particularly strongly with Grand Rapids, obviously. Charlie representing the Grand Rapids crew. All three of us here being members of the Channel Lake, Michigan team, right? Shout out to Channel Lake, Michigan. Uh, we didn't get like just a bunch of Lansing locals though. In fact, the Lansing local attendance was fairly low, to be frank. Come on, guys, show up to the next one, please.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
But
Not
we're
only
getting
that,
people driving in.
yeah,
Like we
yeah.
have people from Ohio, we have people from Canada. It's
Our
insane,
our first one was kind of bolstered by our Grand Rapids crew. We love to
right?
see them there, but it's half credit. Like they love us, they already know us. That
Yeah,
it's in their best interest this goes well. We didn't actually only had a couple people, maybe
yeah,
even I can't even think
Just
of just our
Charlie,
judge staff and our
just
commentary
Charlie,
staff from the
Charlie and
Grand
Tyler.
Rapids
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Well,
Everybody else was from
and Kelsey was there as well.
Yep.
Kelsey. Yeah, yeah. So our auxiliary crew, our vendors, and our thing came from Grand Rapids. This was all just people from different regions. It really did feel
Yep.
like a who's who of our PQ season and our RTN season,
It
which
For
was
sure.
sweet.
that's
Yeah.
very kind of them to come out as though it was a PQ or an RTN. And God help us down the line, that would be a cool thing to award, or at least we could broadcast or work on PQs as well. And
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see the same groups of people here.
I'm not
Honestly,
giving up PQ season though. To be clear, I'm competing. Just to
well,
be
one and
clear
done,
about that.
I
just get
mean,
your
Manage
one. No,
expectations. Just
all
win the
right.
first one. You know.
yeah, like I jumped on board. It was a weird coincidence that it's like, oh, I in a top 8, I drew red overpowers going first in 2 games.
Oh, look at
And
that.
managed to squeak out the first. So it's like I'm qualified.
I'm
And now
going
I
to
need
Las Vegas.
now I need something to do. And
Oh
folks
yeah.
will folks will say, okay, we'll just judge. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, judging is cool. And Joe and Nate are first figuring out the commentary gig. I'm like, let's go, let's do it.
Let's
Yeah,
try.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, like that's kind of how I did mine. It's just, but also I got kind of lucky.
Hmm.
So it is what it is.
It's good. We're happy to have you. We had 22 players, so player growth is good. Vendors, Kurahan Studios, and guests. Death Duck this time, and TCG Ted came out for tournament 2. That was pretty sick.
And
Uh,
that
I
that has
love having
elevated
vendors.
that
Yeah.
has elevated the experience quite a bit.
yeah,
It,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not going
It,
to say it makes it feel just like walking into a convention center, where you got hundreds of players or anything, but it is a smaller version of that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I mean, it really just makes it feel a little more real, a little more gravitas, I
yeah.
feel.
It,
And
it,
and really helps with, just the networking and the general community vibe as well.
yeah, it's RTN plus vibes.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Like it
It's
is
like
like a
a
little bit
little,
more.
maybe a touch more competitive than RTN, but not quite as sweaty as PQs is kind of
Yeah.
what I've heard a couple people say.
Well,
Because I tell you, I mean, if you're going to get people driving to Lansing from Ohio, from Canada, from all over around the state, they're not showing up because they're very casual. You know what I'm saying? uh, I mean, I looked down this list of attendees and I know almost every name, and I've seen almost every one of them top multiple events.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
a lot of strong players were in that room Saturday. A lot of strong players, and there was a few things that happened on camera that I was kind of like, huh, but not many. The play was tight. Play was good.
Hmm.
It was
Hmm.
impressive.
it
So
was,
we're gonna be
yeah, it was
having
definitely
some videos of the recordings coming out soon, right? Or ish.
Yeah, yeah. To speak a little bit about the lead up to this month, we did wind up having to shift our venue space from a room in the front to this new location with fans, which is pretty cool. The pun not intended,
It
but it
helped.
worked, I guess.
It helped.
Yeah, and so it was quite warm in there, but at least we did not fry our contestants, which is what would have happened. Besides of that, we got our own little private commentary space, and the producer
That was
got to sit
awesome.
next to it. That was great, felt wonderful, and it gave us a little bit more time and energy to run interviews in between the rounds. We got a little. We got good content out of this session, but we did not have wireless access. So we've got recordings that'll be posted out shortly. I'm pretty excited for all of them and the interviews that follow afterwards. We even got an interview in with Ted. Um, and the only one I really have to edit a lot is our good friend Theo, who blew a microphone out essentially
Oh man,
from
he
the
was
rip.
excited though.
He
That's
was. He was.
Theo.
Hey, whoops! Spoilers. He was the.
Oh, sorry.
He was a
Yeah.
beacon of joy. So we do have those recordings coming out, and we're just gonna break down round by round. This is our inaugural podcast, so we don't have the formula quite down yet. But look for this as sort of the week after an event happens, and we'll give you the deal on what went down and what to look forward to in video form. Anything else before we get to our summary section?
No, I don't think so. Just wanted to say, you know, thanks, thanks again to the community. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm summarizing, but you know, I felt very moved by how many people were there, and the room was much cooler than the one we were in prior, but it was still hot, and
Yep.
people
Yep.
were still just there having a great time, and it really inspired me, and reinvigorated me to keep working on this. So, we've said it at every event. I'm going to say it here though. As long as you guys keep showing up, we will keep doing this.
Oh yeah.
Even from my end of things, it's like getting to watch games, getting to talk about games, getting to get my funny one-liners and a Meg Joe crack, like that, and then just talking to folks and just getting the vibe of the room, like that felt wonderful to me. Like it was awesome to be a part of it, and like I want to keep doing it. So, and as long as as long as we can keep doing this, the more the better. So.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Absolutely. And hey, man, I just want to shout out too, while we're thinking about it. We already shouted out Ted for being there, but also thanks to Ted for giving us a little airspace on his platform.
Mm-hmm.
Big thank you to Logan at Flesh and
That's right.
Pod. Oh man, I think that has helped tremendously. We're so grateful. Logan, we'd love to have you up to cast sometime. Come on up. It'll be great.
Yeah, for sure.
And shout out to Greg and Gamers Gambit too. They vended our first invitational event. Awesome store on the north side of the state. Greg, it is if almost pretty much a fab first store. Awesome location. You go down the hallway to the bathroom, you see a walls lined in fab.
Every hero. He has every hero with those huge tall posters that they used to get for armories. He has every hero, the more modern ones too, just self-printed.
Oh, yeah.
That man knows how to put on an event. He takes care of people.
Yeah. So
it's always great vibes at Greg.
Definitely big shout outs to Gamers Gambit and to Greg for sure.
We should probably have Greg on here sometime.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Greg, come on. Yep. Yep. Oh, and one of my favorite things about playing at Greg's store is you can go thrifting next door in between rounds.
That's right.
If you play an aggro deck, you can get some sweet thrifting in.
I still have to find those picture frames for those wizard puzzles you bought me. They look so freaking sick.
Yeah, the wizard puzzle is sick. I got a bunch of vintage Christmas decorations there for cheap last time. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Looking into the games that happened this weekend, definitely you saw a lot of mechanologist aggressive decks, a lot of lightning aggressive decks, kind of a resurgence of Syndra, backed by a couple of really exceptional pilots. In general, yeah, it was a more aggressive set than we're used to, right? There was a lone huntsman and a couple of guardians keeping the faith, but for the most part,
tough nut.
And a tough nut. Yeah.
We'll get to see him on camera.
Right.
Yes.
So looking at our feature matches that we had throughout the day, we actually started off with one of our locals, Drew, who's just started Tough Nut, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Jamming up against the new and I don't know, improved is kind of I don't think it's a big enough word for what has happened to Puffin in the last month, right?
Yeah. All of a sudden, a lot of the consistency problems seem to be, I don't know if I want to say solved. There's still some Runeblade hands with the deck, but the new cards are very good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was in the hands of Cam Dayton, who is new to our series. That match is pretty cool and fairly quick, you know. We actually had a back to
Cam. Cam played really well and did make top 8. Spoiler. Miss qualification. One just needed to win one more game, but because we are passing qualifications down, one of the top 4 was already qualified this month because they topped last month as well. So we passed that qualification down to 5th through 8th place, whoever was the highest seed originally, and that ended up being Cam. So congrats to
Mhm.
Cam for qualifying.
So that's it for round one. Round two, we found another puffin in the hands of Matt Davey, who's a great semi-local player, good friends with Steve, good friends with us, and our good friend Roberto, who was back from an attempt at getting the qualification last month on the Acilio list. And this Acilio list, even
Oh,
I, from the production booth, without the knowledge, I could see that this one was just built different.
yeah.
Want to go into that, Nate? I know you've been playing that.
I've been playing the deck for a few weeks now. It's really, really fun. It is, those who follow the Acilio community will be familiar with uh, Blazing for Lethal's work, really active Talishar, Flesh and Blood Discord personality, I guess. They put together this very cool deck. I believe the title of it is Chiseled and Sizzled? No, I don't know. It's a deck that does a bunch of burn damage while preventing a lot, and it has quite a few copies of Prevent the Next Four, also Ping Them. Some of the new instants that are like, hey, at instant speed, do not very much, but if you put an instant, still do not very much. But they're yellow, so you can pitch them and they can be discarded to Acilio's ability because you're playing Acilio 1 because it's just strictly better. Why wouldn't you? And it's very, very, very fun deck to play. It reminds me of early Verdance where you were playing games and you're like, this deck sucks. Every card in this deck is bad except for Felling of the Crown, but then you win. Right? It feels a lot like that. It feels a lot like that because you're putting pings into your opponent at like really awkward times, and they sort of just kind of like Vincent pings or Riptide pings. They just sort of add up, But then you have this card called Stormstriders, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I spoke to Berto about that game, and in his interview, I believe he actually said that he fired off Stormstriders at the wrong time, in his opinion, but I thought he played really well. And he's a very strong lightning player that we see at a lot of our Michigan competitive events and bigger events too. I mean, he's very strong.
I see him in Discord all the time. I just I'm scrolling through. I'm like, oh yeah, there's Berto. Oh, he said something smart. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure. Man, the dude's been on. I was on Aurora for a long time, and then pre-Volsar ban was.
Oh yeah, he was a monster.
Big on the So
with the Acilio, the original Acilio deck in the last 6-8 months.
For sure.
I think we caught him on camera in one of our first events, just blowing somebody up for 30 on turn 2.
Yeah, I believe he made top 8 of the Hoplite PQ, if I'm not mistaken, right. And fell just like everybody else to Andy's Dawnblade.
Oh man, he owned that day.
Classic.
It was S tier that day.
Classic. I think Acilio had the most copies in our tournament as well, and it was split between the Stormstrider version and Steven, his take on it had the more traditional, I guess. The what are those boots?
He's playing the
Lightning Greaves.
Pretty close to Majin Bay's deck from Nationals.
Yeah.
It's Aurora.
Yeah. What was next round, Charlie? What was next round? I can't quite remember.
Next round, was that the Gravy Kasai game, or was that
Theo versus Syndra, I think?
Yes.
Syndra versus Dash, I should say.
Yes.
Because I remember we had Max on three rounds in a row.
Oh, did we? Wow, we were going through the ringer. Welcome.
Yeah, we were.
I think I can't remember the players. They're both new to the circuit. I've seen Theo all around. I think Theo was my first ever PQ loss. No. He was up there. It was one of my first ones though. He's a very fun Cinder player. Toasted me in like 10 minutes. Got some lunch. And then this other guy was from Canada. Is that what I understand?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Andrew's a regular from Canada. He drives into a lot of the events that happen in Detroit. Yeah. So it's not too far.
We've seen him at a lot of events. It was really cool. Really cool of you to come out, Andrew.
Absolutely.
You had a great time. Tell your
international.
Yeah. Just international tournament series, North Star.
Yeah, it's it's a pretty big deal for us. This one had the most memeable game. I'm stuck between two different memes to insert into the recording here. One is the little kid going, "Ooh, baby, a triple," and then the other one is from Hearthstone Battlegrounds, where Bob the bartender will let you know if you buy that one, you can get a triple. There may or may not be three of a card, played very, very early, and Andrew might start off at something ridiculously low. Granted, he's Dash
Yeah.
IO, so it helps a little bit, but an incredible first turn of the game and a great intro to Theo. Like the first time that he's on the feature match, and within 5 minutes we're cracking up about it. Also,
Yeah,
the
it was pretty good.
null time zone was pretty cool
Oh
that
yeah.
game as well. That one is probably my pick for like match of the tournament. If I had to say, there's a lot of cool stuff happening in that one.
When I was watching it, I was like, man, Theo's screwed. He played around it really well.
Hmm.
Let's see. Then we had Kasai v Gravy, which um, Gravy piloted by Mark, Grand Rapids local. Very strong board state player.
Very tough room
It's
for
definitely-
Gravy. Glad
Yeah,
glad he
definitely
made it
really
that far.
really
Yeah.
tough room for Gravy. Mark's been playing a ton of Gravy. Mark himself is just his resume is pretty solid for considering like I think he want to say Mystery Nationals was like top 16 or top 12.
I believe he
Like,
was
like
11th in 2024.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Before my
So
time.
like he on
11%.
Levia.
He was right there.
Um,
Yeah, on Lavia. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, he is like he's been doing the thing for a minute.
That was when we had just gotten Shadow Realm Horror.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, push that. I played against Levia a couple of times that weekend, and it's just gross. Like it was just so strong. So no, yeah. Like so, he's been doing that for a while. Plays Gravy a lot still, even through the highs and the lows of it. Still ride or die.
And he
Second to Levia, of course.
and he
Mhm.
played against Mags, who
Mhm.
I have seen Mags around at some events. I have not had the pleasure of playing against Mags, I don't think. But I got to chat with them in the player interview this time around. They came from Fenton,
Mhm.
which I grew up playing Magic in the Flint area. I played a lot in the Fenton area, so it's cool to see somebody coming over there. He said, "Yeah, I don't really have a very good local, so I play in Howell a lot, and that's another store that we visit a lot in the Lansing area. It's just 35 minutes down the road, so really cool." Mags, like I like seeing. This is not the first time we've had a player kind of show up, kind of on their own, kind of out of nowhere. We don't. I mean, it's not that we don't. Like I said, we've seen him, but it's not like I called him and said, "Hey, make sure you come this weekend." Like, he just came. It was cool, and played really well. I hope you had a great time. It was cool. That game, I think. Well, you'll see how it went.
It was topsy turvy.
Yeah, it was. It was a fun one to watch too. So yeah, round 5 we had Anthony Lugochi versus Steven Tortora. Anthony playing Victor. He recently had I believe a top 32.
I think
US
he
National.
was he cashed US Nats on Victor.
Yeah,
So,
very strong Guardian player. I mean, I saw him on Enigma for a while, but it's all I've ever seen him play is Guardian, and then I think he had a little time period where he acknowledged reality and played Enigma, but in that particular season.
yeah.
But yeah, very strong Guardian player into Steven Tortora playing Syndra. Steven came to us from Ann Arbor, and very, very cool guys. Anthony drives up from Ohio. These are trips these guys are taking, and it's just so cool to see these very, very strong players show up at our event. Like,
Yeah, it's truly an
exciting.
honor. Like, I've been playing Flesh and Blood for about a year, and specialists are just something you do not see in any other card game at this level. Like, a specialist is a cool, very unique aspect of Flesh and Blood that kind of got me in too deep very quickly.
Yeah,
Seeing Anthony is just terrifying. Like if I
yeah,
when I see him, I'm like, I'm not ready for him yet. He's like a
yeah,
lumbering like guy in the background with a really high health bar that I just if I'm paired up against, I don't like
yeah.
it.
He's an end boss for sure.
Yeah, he's
I've actually
awesome.
never played him, and I also am terrified to do so. I got paired into him. My first PQ, my first RTN of the season. Especially, I got paired into him round 3. There were 3 Guardians in that room, and he was the 3rd Guardian in a row I paired into.
Oh, I thought he was all 3 of them.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah. And I said, "Look, man, I've had enough. You win." And that was in the X2 bracket, so like.
Brutal stuff.
It was kind of just like, all right, I'm done, man. And I mean, obviously, he had a rough start to that day too, but yeah, he's a very strong player. Very strong player.
Get to see him full out in round 5, and then if he were to somehow win, you'd also get a great interview. I believe. Did you get to conduct that hypothetical interview, Charlie?
Yeah, I conducted that interview.
Hypothetically, if he did win.
Yeah.
And it'd be great. That'd be good Guardian player talking to Guardian player content. So looking forward to that. And that got us to our top 8. In first seed was Stephen Carhar. He'll forgive me. On the Lightning Greaves Acilio. Then there was Theodore Maximuk. I'm gonna butcher all these names.
Yeah.
There
Theo on Syndra.
Theo. Oh yeah, Theo. I should just say Theo from now on. There was Cam on Puffin, Anthony, as we mentioned, on Victor, Roberto on Acilio 1 with the Storm Striders. We had Josh Martin, Valdistan, another Guardian Specialist, another terrifying opponent. This guy has beat me to the ground, I think 3 times
that
now.
Man
so
has Guardian in his blood.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Like cute. Yeah, Josh queued for Vegas. Got LO points on Valda.
Wow. Yeah, that's right.
Was playing Valda again today, or again that day rather. It's like, yeah.
And then in 7th there was Stephen T on the Syndra, and 8th was Mags on Kasai. So that was our top 8, and this time we said, hey, look, we love y'all, but I don't care if you're split or not. We're gonna see some games.
Playing this month, yeah.
You're playing this month. We're making you earn it. But yeah, good slate of content, and more's coming next month. You can look forward to something like this happening after every one of our tournaments. Recaps.
Maybe more frequently if we get bored. I don't know.
You're right. I think we are going to get a little bit bored next week. We might have some changes coming about, some discussions on what we can do better, that sort of thing. So I'd actually look to hear from us a little bit sooner, and then definitely looking forward to see you attending our next tournament series. These are happening every single month for the next 2, which I guess isn't a lot. But our invitational,
3, July, August, September.
Okay, great. We got 3 in a row at least.
Yeah.
So anything before we sign off, gentlemen?
Thanks everybody. Thank you guys for your time tonight.
Appreciate all the folks. Appreciate all the folks coming out of the events. Appreciate anybody who's taken the time to listen to us. Looking forward to the next time.
Shout out to Adam Geiser. So much help has come from this man. So thank you, Adam. We appreciate you.
Good man.
Helping us set up, helping us with lighting, helping us with just talking through what we're going to be doing, and playing in the event too.
If you love this game and you want to play against some real psychos, some real sickos, some real killers, I would highly recommend you attend one of our invitational qualifiers. It's a fantastic time, and we'll be happy to have you. Night.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.